some sad and tragic news from former Houston Rocket, former Denver Nugget, former Philadelphia 76er, Georgetown Hoya, Dikembe Mutumbo, man. Dikembe Mutombo passed today. I believe, I found out this morning, so I don't know if it happened last night or this morning. He died of brain cancer. That's what was reported. And man, 20 years ago, Dikembe Mutombo came to Houston. He was with the Rockets from 2004 to like 2009 or 2010, about 5 or 6 years. And he played a long time. I think he came, man, what draft? I think he was the 1991 draft, I believe. And, or 1990, or maybe it was 91. I got to go back and look. Man, I'm old. Man, I got his rookie card somewhere around here. But Mutombo, first time watching him, Georgetown Hoya. All right, back in those days, me and my brother and my dad, we used to watch college basketball a lot, and Georgetown was a very popular team. Everybody watched them. You had Georgetown, North Carolina, Duke, Michigan, Purdue, all of those teams, But Georgetown always had great centers, from Patrick Ewing to Dikembe Mutombo, Lonzo Mourning. About a year or two, Dikembe Mutombo and Mourning was there at the same time. But man, when he got to the league, he was a force to be reckoned with immediately in Denver. I remember Olajuwon would go against Mutombo, and I remember he blocked one of Olajuwon's hook shots, and I'm like, oh man, that dude was a problem. Now, don't get it twisted. Dream was still able to give him that work, but Mutombo made it a lot difficult, man, for real, because he's quick, he's long, and he has very good reaction reflexes when it comes to defending and blocking the shots and waving that finger. That right there is going to be like, it's going to always go down in history. And even if you didn't see Dikembe Mutombo play, you're going to know that's from Mutombo. All right? No. Like, when he joined the Houston Rockets, man, I remember when they got him, I'm like, man, isn't he a little bit too old? And I think he played for the Knicks for a couple years too. But man, he would come off the bench and play about 10 to 15 minutes a night. Very productive minutes. He was changing the doggone game, and I thought he was a good mentor to Yao Ming. Both being 7-footers. Mutombo 7'4", Yao 7'6". I mean, it was real good having both of them. Whenever Yao goes to the bench or whenever he got hurt, Mutombo will come in there. Mutombo will be balling, man, protecting the paint, setting nasty screens, grabbing rebounds. Watch out for them Mutombo bows. Throw them Mutombos. You know what I'm saying? I made that off the top of the rip, unless somebody else already did said that. But he came to the Rockets in 2004, 20 years ago. I can't say I met Dikembe Mutombo, but I seen him close up in person. Forgot what club this was, man, in Houston. I think it was Visions. It was downtown, man. Yeah, I think it was Visions, man. And I remember I was on my way to the restroom and I walked in. I'm like, that dude like Dikembe Mutombo. And I'm like, that's Dikembe Mutombo. I didn't fan out in my mind. I'm fanning out, but outside. Well, at least this is how I thought I was looking. I'm just walking by. I'm just like, yeah. I kept walking. I'm not that kind of person where it's like I see somebody famous, I'm not going to start trying to talk to them and extend out because, number one, I feel like they don't want to be bothered with somebody like me. They don't feel like being bothered with anyone. Because I don't like being bothered with people, so I'm more of an introvert, except for what I'm talking on here. Don't know why. But I was like, man, that dude is tall. That was the first time I ever stood next to anybody that tall before. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how you be around some people, they just so tall, and you be like, man, yeah, that dude about 7'2", 7'4". Well, I knew Mutombo was like 7'3", 7'4", and I'm like, wow. His head, I don't see how he wasn't hitting his head on top of the doorway, but real skinny though. He was a lot skinnier than I thought, but I was like, man, okay. Man, that's Dikembe Mutombo, man. All right. So I never met Dikembe Mutombo, but I walked right by him. All right. So, but anyways, but it was cool. I told everybody when I went to school the next day. But Dikembe Mutombo, many people don't know. Even before he was a Houston Rocket, he helped the Houston Rockets win a championship. You don't believe me? Let me tell you how. Come here. Let me tell you how. This is how Dikembe Mutombo helped the Houston Rockets win their first championship. So back in those days, The main team that gave the Rockets problems was those doggone Seattle Sonics. Not because they had better talent, it's more of a matchup thing. And also, George Karl and Gary Payton and Sean Kemp and Detlef Shrimp and Hersey Hawkins and Kendall Gill and Nate McMillan, they would do what they called illegal defense. They would be playing zone defense. This was before zone defense was illegal. They was running this illegal defense, man. And for some reason, whenever they played the Rockets, they will let these dudes get away with it more than they need to be getting away with it. Okay, and it would. And the thing about it is, with the zone defense, that would affect how the Rockets are able to get the ball into the low post to Hakeem the Dream. Now, Dream still did his thing, but they was doing illegal defenses, man. And Gary Payton, Glove, Sean Kemp. Oh man, these dudes were a problem. Rockets was a problem too with them, but they had went on let me see. So by the time he was when the '94 season finished, the Sonics had probably about like a 7 or 8 game winning streak over the Houston Rockets. All right, because in the '92-'93 season, the Rockets had they lost to the Sonics in the semifinals of the playoffs in Game 7. Okay, so '93-'94 season, the Houston Rockets are number 2 in the West. The Sonics are number 1. And one of my good friends, Chris, Seattle Sonic fan, and it's like, damn, man, I hope we don't have to play them, But if we have to play against them to get to a championship, we got to do what we got to do. Well, the Sonics, they lost to the number 8 seed Denver Nuggets. Back in those days, round 1 was best 3 out of 5. All right, that's whenever you see the pictures of Dikembe Mutumbo, he's lying on the floor and he got the ball, he's like holding the ball like that. That's after they just defeated the Sonics. Nobody thought they was gonna beat them. All right, you had Dikembe Mutombo, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, Robert Pack, Brian Stith, Reggie Williams, LaFonso Ellis, Brian Williams, and Dan Izzo was their coach. Is it Izzo or Izzo? H to the Izzo. Which one is one of them? But man, that's what. Oh, I think Rodney Rogers was on that team too. Yeah, so that was a real good team, and they were a matchup problem for them. Mutombo, Robert Pack, and Abdul Rauf, quick guards, and Reggie Williams was balling. LaFonso Ellis was balling. He wasn't out playing Sean Kemp, but LaFonso Ellis was balling. Okay, but that right there, that eliminated the Nuggets. And then the Rockets' next best competition were the Suns and the Jazz. We took care of business on them, and then handled up on them New York Knicks. So, but that would not have happened had Dikembe Mutombo not led those Denver Nuggets to defeat the Seattle Sonics. Because I got a feeling, man, it's 50-50. Rockets, we could have lost to the Sonics. We could have won against the Sonics. But the main problem is that they kept allowing them to get away with that illegal defense stuff. So, that was a big issue. But anyways, 2009, I think that was Dikembe Mutombo's last season as a Rocket. Yeah, had he stayed healthy, Rockets win the championship. You know why I know? Hold up. Even though T-Mac got hurt a couple months before the season started, we had Ron Artest, Yao Ming, Kyle Lowry, Aaron Brooks, Luis Scola, Carl Landry. Okay, so that team, right? Von Wafer. Y'all remember Von Wafer? And Dikembe Mutombo. So that team right there, and Shane Battier too. All right, Mutombo, he got hurt in the first round in Game 3 against the Portland Trail Blazers, okay, who had Brandon Roy before the injuries, all right, okay, and Greg Oden. And Greg Oden actually played pretty good that series. That was one of the few times he played consecutive amount of games where he wasn't hurt. But let's see. They go to round 2 against the Lakers, where you got Kobe, Bynum, Odom, Gasol, all right, Derek Fisher, you got them. And the Rockets took them to 7 games without Mutombo, and Yao Ming got hurt, I believe, in Game 3. Took them to 7 games. Kobe was doing his thing. But Gasol and Bynum, they were held in check because they wasn't, well, I'm not going to say they was held in check, but once Yao Ming got hurt, the Rockets, we had no more 7-footers. Bynum, he was getting a lot of buckets where he would just tiptoe, grab the ball, and just put it back. Doing what he's supposed to do as a big man, using his height advantage. He wasn't doing all that against y'all. Y'all was giving them that work. Y'all was giving Paul Gasol that work. Now, had you had Mutumbo on there with y'all, or even if y'all would have got hurt and Mutumbo would have filled in, oh, that minimized some of those rebounds that Andrew Bynum was getting. No doubt. We took them to 7 games without them two. No McGrady either. All right, so that Rockets team, if they got past that Lakers, if they were healthy, oh, they would have took care of the was it the Utah Jazz or the Denver Nuggets? It was one of them. Oh, they would have took care of the Orlando Magic for sure, for damn sure. But anyways, hey man, yeah, the world is gonna miss Dikembe Mutombo. The world is gonna miss him, man. He's man. If it wasn't for Prime Shaq and Kobe about to enter his prime, him and AI would have got that championship for real. All right.